Hey teacher friends, last time we did a video we were talking about how to use Gemini just to get started and save you a little bit of time and maybe give you a little bit of free time back in your life. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about the prompts. And you'll note right away that we've got the word prompt in the prompt box, and so it is an important part of using AI, but it's not a critical part of using AI. You can put a lousy prompt in and still get great results. These tips are just to help you get more accurate results for what you're seeking. And so there's kind of a 3-letter acronym, CTR, and C is the context. Who are you? And what's the goal for the prompt? So on this one, who are you? Act as a fine arts teacher. So Gemini is going to take on the role of being a fine arts teacher, and we've communicated that. T is the task. What is the task you want the chatbot to execute? In this instance, we want it to brainstorm 5 no-cost 30-minute art activities for a kindergarten class focusing on the color wheel. The last one is the refinement and constraints. So things like the length of the output, or the reading level, or the tone of it. If you're doing science, you might be looking at specifying the units of measure as being metric, because these are American companies and they will often come back with things that are measured in Fahrenheit, inches, and miles. So we might specify metric and Celsius. This one states that the activities must only use crayons and construction paper and promote fine motor skill development. So we want 5 no-cost 30-minute art activities. Let's see what we get. Primary rainbow tear and paste. Warm versus cool crayon hatching. That sounds interesting. Mixing the secondary colors. So crayon layering, color wheel mosaic matchup, and crayon resist shadow. So just like that, that took it a matter of seconds to generate that kind of output for us. Now, we can also use the conversational nature of the tool to ask it to do something further with it. And it even gives us a suggestion asking, would you like me to adapt one of these activities for a longer time frame? Or perhaps suggest a fun way to display the finished artwork. Let's ask for the fun way to display the finished artwork, and I'm just going to copy this. So highlight it, Control-C, and Control-V to paste it. And let's see what it tells us for a fun way to display the finished artwork. Okay, the color mixer fine motor gallery. So there's an idea, or temperature contrast line, a peripheral display. Texture and pressure corner. Lots of different options, and just really, really quickly and really cleverly done. Let's take another one. Let's act as a behavior specialist for a student that maybe we're having some trouble with. So act as a behavior specialist. So that's the context. The task is suggest 3 proactive, non-punitive strategies for a 2nd grade student who exhibits task avoidance during independent work time. So that's what we want the chatbot to do. And then the output says the strategies must focus on visual cues and small, achievable goals. So let's submit this, see what we get. Okay, the first, next, last visual schedule. That sounds like a good idea. Power of 5 crayon method. Okay, so we could use crayons or small counters. Anchor page status marker. These are fantastic. Totally usable in a classroom. And now I could say, you know what? Adjust these suggestions for a 6th grade student. Let's just see what it gives us for that. Okay, so we got a workflow tracker. Could be digital or could be analog. So it's tailoring it more for an older child as compared to the 2nd grader. Segment countdown card, so uses power 5 and a discrete subject-specific progress marker. Cool. And we've got the topic highlight and review strategy. And so now it may be that all of these are great, and it may be that only some of them are great, but they've given me some ideas. So they've just saved me 20 or 30 minutes of sitting here trying to think about how I can create an art project for kindergarten, or how I can handle some behavior problems with a 2nd grader and then a 6th grader. So I'm going to take these sample prompts and I'm going to put them into a Google Doc, and they will be attached in the description of this video. But go ahead and give it a try. Tell ChatGPT that you want it to be an instructional designer who is creating a unit of study on matter for grade 6. And so we could find the curriculum and we could provide it some outcomes. Anything you can think of, you can ask Gemini for. But we want to stick to the context, the task, and the refinement. So you are a grade 6 teacher in Central Alberta. You need to create a workbook for the new grade 6 social studies curriculum on citizenship, and we paste some outcomes in and we get something back. Or we paste these prompts in and we get something back. But you have a new creative partner on this journey with you now to educate students. You don't have to come up with all of the ideas all of the time. You can use some of the technology to help you come up with those great ideas, and then you execute them in your classroom in ways that only you can. So that's our learning for today.